What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday, and today's video is going to be outside my comfort zone a little hard. I'm going to be reviewing the Solidcore fitness studio workout class. They have these fitness studios all over, but there's a lot in New York, and one of the things I wanted to do while I was here was try out some more Pilates inspired classes. I took a private one-on-one Pilates class at Equinox when I joined. It was part of the joining benefits, and I really enjoyed it. But it was going to be insanely expensive to keep doing the Pilates on the machine. Equinox offers Pilates classes that are just mat classes. I haven't taken any of those. I honestly don't know how much it is related to actually Pilates on machines, because I feel the equipment in Pilates is kind of what makes it special. So I thought I would try out some Pilates classes here. I looked into a bunch and I landed on Solidcore first because I felt like it was slightly less intense. A lot of the other ones you needed to go to an intro class that just didn't fit into my schedule for a while. So the Solidcore, you can just show up to a class and it isn't completely Pilates, but it's Pilates inspired. So I thought this class could also help me introduce myself more into Pilates. I'm very nervous that I'm gonna go to a Pilates class and look really dumb. I know that that's not a very legitimate fear and that they have new people starting all the time, but it's a little scary. They have a lot of equipment. So anyways, today I'm gonna be going to a Solidcore class. I'm actually gonna go after work because based on the location, I needed to revolve it around my work, or at least it made sense. It's closer to my work than my home. And they don't have showers in the studio. So I sweat a lot. This is supposed to be a low impact workout, but I do not trust myself to do a 50-minute workout that's supposedly really hard and then be looking nice at work. So I'm just gonna go after work. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I think it will be fine. And for those of you who don't know what Solidcore is, I'll read the description they have on their website. And it says, experience a workout like no other. Solidcore is 50 minutes of low impact strength training that creates a stronger version of yourself. Designed to break down muscle to failure, our high intensity workouts help you build strength on a stronger foundation than before. Because at Solidcore, we don't shy away from hard things, we seek them out. The result is a transformed body and mind. So lean into the work and see the difference for yourself. This is kind of weird because it says low impact, but then high intensity. And then there's also a welcome video that I watched that is only a minute long, so it didn't tell us much, but it said that you would be typically doing 25 exercises in the 50 minutes, and that Solidcore is mostly about doing the exercises slowly, and that breaks down the muscle differently. And then that all of the exercises are derived from planks, lunges, and squats. So I definitely anticipate this being hard. I've seen a lot of other influencers or YouTube videos about it, and everybody is it's literally the hardest workout I've ever done. I'm in pain afterwards. So definitely interesting. I don't know how I feel about being in pain after a workout. I mean, I know that that's it is good because it means that you worked out effectively or hard, I guess, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm very interested to see how intense this is. And then there's this seated equipment that I'm not sure how it works. I hope that I can get some video while we're in the studio, but we'll see. And yeah, I'm excited to try a new class. I actually got this class on ClassPass because I have another free month, which is great. It was 15 credits, which is kind of a lot on ClassPass, but I did go on their actual website because a lot of fitness studios will give you one class free if you go on their website. And first off, Solidcore does not have that. And second off, the option is oh, you want to come into the studio? For New York, one class would be $42, which is just so crazy expensive to me. And I'm paying for Equinox. I already pay a lot of money to work out a month, but even if you were doing this 3 to 4 times a week, that's literally over $500 just for a couple classes a week at this program. I'm sure that they have some discounts, but it just seems it's really expensive. So I'm very interested to see if I think it's worth it, if I'm wow, this workout completely changed my mind, or if I'm just you know what, the Equinox group classes are enough for me. we'll see. I feel like I'll like Equinox more, but I am very curious. So let's go into work, get the workday done, and then I'll see you when I'm walking over to my Solidcore class. I'm very tired, not sure if night workouts are for me, but you know, we're ready to walk with my gym bag and my work bag. Let's go. That was the hardest class I've ever taken. We will recap at home. I just got home from Solidcore and then I ate dinner because I eat dinner very early. So I was very hungry. I'm not used to this nighttime workout thing. And I wrote down notes as soon as I left the class because I thought that I would forget stuff. So the first is that I was totally right on taking this at night. There's no like locker room at all there. There's like bathrooms that you could change in and lockers, but there's no way to like freshen yourself up afterwards unless if like you just do whatever in the bathroom, like no showers, no nothing. I sweat very easily, so maybe not everybody sweats. And then it was really hot outside and I had like walked from my work to the studio. So I feel like once you're already hot, it's like easier to sweat. At least it is for me. So like maybe on a less hot day, I wouldn't have sweat, but I didn't think it was particularly cool in the studio either. And yeah, like the workout, although it was low intensity, it was definitely still hard and I worked up a sweat. I would not be happy going to work afterwards and like sitting for a full day. Like I'm gonna shower right after this now. But I got there 15 minutes beforehand because that's what the class pass said to do if you were new. And there was one other person that was new and she like came with her friend who wasn't new. So like I talked to them and they were very nice and the instructor came out, like told us to put our stuff away. I went to Sergio Antonio's class. It was called Full Body Teen Angst, which I didn't know what it was, but I had a guess that it would be like pop music and I was right. It was all music from the 90s, which I love that kind of music. So I really like the music. And I enjoyed the class. It was just very, very hard. It definitely feels like something that you would get better with if you just kept taking the class. But on the first go, like it was really hard. I could not keep up. And then the room is all mirrors. You're in like one line with these like machines. So you can see pretty easily like what other people are doing. And a lot of other people were also not doing the moves or were confused. And it was only me and this one other girl's first time. So I'm not sure how long it takes to ramp up. But it was nice that when we got there, the instructor like showed us the machine, explained how everything works. So I did take some videos of the machine, which I'll put in here, but essentially there's like two mounted like tables or platforms, and then there's like a platform that can go back and forth in between the two tables, and you can adjust the resistance on the table. So like how hard it is to move back and forth. So for things like planks where you're like moving your shoulders forward and back, that's a very hard movement and it's easy to do like on a machine like this, or it's not easy, but like if the machine is made to do something like that, you would have like very, very little resistance. So you put it on like a lighter resistance, but then something like squats or lunges, you'll have a heavier resistance. So I thought that that was pretty cool. There's also handlebars and we only use them for balance. I don't know. I think there might be like other classes that use them in the workout more. And then there's also pulleys, which we only used one set like right at the end for arms. And then there were also free weights. We didn't use any of those, but you could tell that like there was a lot of things that you could do on this machine. So the instructor explained all of that. And then he also like displayed some of the movements we were doing, not all of them, but essentially for planks, he really wanted you to like arc up more in the middle, which is interesting because I don't typically think of that when I think of planking. But he's basically like, if you don't do this, your hips are going to sag and then you're going to hurt your back. I feel like he did have a lot of tips to help you not hurt your back. And I still think I might hurt my back. Like my back might hurt tomorrow. It definitely is like very, very straining. And some of the moves I thought were kind of hard to get. But then we started the class and I would say the biggest thing I didn't like is that the instructor did not demonstrate what he was doing on the machine most of the time. So he would explain it, but especially as a newcomer, like, you can explain something to me and like I'm out of breath, I'm tired, like I'm not fully comprehending. So I really want to watch someone do the move. And then I don't trust the other people in the studio, essentially. Even the people that were not new, like, seemed confused a lot of the time, like, weren't doing the correct moves. So I think that that is the most unfortunate part. I will say that if he saw you struggling, he would come over and help, and he definitely helped me a lot. Like, I definitely got a lot of attention since it was my first class, and I really appreciated that. But I think that I would have been able to get more of the moves if there was like clearly somebody demonstrating what to do. I don't know exactly how I feel about it because it was helpful that he could like come up and specifically tell you like what you were doing wrong or like what to focus on. And he didn't only do that to me, like I saw him talking to pretty much everybody in the class, but I just feel like it really missed out, like not being able to see somebody do the moves. But we started the class, we started with abs. I think we did abs for around like 8 or 9 minutes. It was absolutely killer, probably by like minute 3. It was just bad. Like my abs are probably the weakest part of my body. It's definitely something I need to work on. And there's no break. That's the other thing. Like he's just like, we just keep going and take a break if you need it. And I took a lot of breaks and everybody took a lot of breaks, but it's just one of those classes that like doesn't have defined breaks, which I'm not a super big fan of. I'd rather go really hard for intervals and then pull back for breaks, but that's just like not how this class is designed. So we did planks, so we did abs, and then we went up and we did body weight squats where one foot was on the moving platform and one was on like the non-moving platform, and you were supposed to not move the moving platform like while you were squatting, which felt very good at the beginning. Like I was like, oh, this is like not that bad. Like I do a lot of squats. I do a lot of squats with weight. So this like felt great. But then we came back to that same move like 30 minutes later and I was literally shaking. Like I was so dead. And I thought that that was interesting because it felt like the leg movements were hard and I knew I was struggling, but I didn't realize how dead I was until we went back to body weight squats and I like literally could not do them. And after we did squats, we did a lot of different lunges, mostly where we had our foot on the sliding platform. So you just slide back into a lunge. I have done moves like that before at Equinox, but only like with this pad that you like slide on the floor. It's basically like a towel. And this was way harder because the platform could like move a lot easier. So you just had to really be in control. And for the lunges, he was really big on having your foot like pointed out. So like your right foot, he wanted you to have it point out at like a 1 o'clock angle. And I thought that was interesting. It also made the lunges way harder. So, you know, very interesting move, like moves I'm not used to. I get their low impact, high intensity catchphrase now because it was just so like high intensity, high burn. But after we did legs, that was like the majority of the workout. He said that the focus of today was shoulders and like outer glutes. We went back to abs for probably another like 5 to 10 minutes. It was painful. And then at the end, we did 5 minutes of arms, and that was also really freaking hard. That we like used the pulleys, and essentially there was just like no time not under tension. Like he's like, I don't want you resting at the bottom at all. Like we did very basic like lateral raises and like shoulder presses, but with just no break. It was very hard. And for that, the pulleys were like on the same contraption as the platform. So he just had us put like it on one of the harder resistance settings. So like you don't even know how much weight you're lifting, which I thought was a little weird, but I guess that's like the point, to push you harder. And then the class was finally over. It was definitely a good workout, but I was also 100% counting down the minutes. It was just like so hard, so burning, especially at the end with the arms, like just totally burnt out the arms. My legs were very dead from the squats, just everything. I know I'm going to be sore tomorrow. I think that is the point of Solidcore. Like they really focused on doing the movement slow and being like, you need to break down the muscle. Also, before the class started, the instructor is like, yeah, your first time is going to be bad. Like he definitely tried to word it a little nicer, but that is the vibe he was going for. Honestly, I appreciate the honesty rather than being like, oh, everything's going to be fine, and then feeling like you're doing badly. He's just like, you know what, it's going to go bad. know this and know it will get better if you keep coming back. Another thing that I thought was cool is we had to like change the resistance of the platform a lot, and he would give you like different resistances based on how many classes you went to. So he's like, oh, if you're like less than 25 classes, do like an easier resistance. If you're like more than 50 classes, do like a harder resistance. So I thought that was cool that it was kind of modified. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It was very sweaty. The music was very good. The instructor was very hype, but I don't know. I think that I would have liked it more if he demonstrated more on the machines, but I guess that is hard too because there's not like a machine at the front of the class where everybody could see. Will I do Solidcore again? I don't know. I kind of want to try a more typical Pilates class. At the end of the day, I still feel like I don't really know what Pilates is, but I feel like I expected more like stretching or more posture related things in a Pilates class, and there was like none of that. He also didn't stretch us out at the end, which I thought was kind of weird. I just don't get why instructors don't do stretches at the end. I'm also spoiled because Equinox like usually stretches you out. But I definitely thought that was kind of odd. I want to explore others Pilates classes, so if you know any that are like very good and accessible to beginners, please let me know. I did like that this one you could just like come in and start, but I do recognize that maybe I do need to go to like intro class so I actually know what I'm doing. But overall, it was a good experience. It's fun to try out like new classes. They were very, very welcoming. I never like felt uncomfortable. And I don't know, I feel like some people don't like to go to workout classes alone, but I definitely don't feel that way. I don't think it's weird at all. Like a bunch of people come alone to these classes. So yeah, I would give this a solid like 7 out of 10. And anybody that does Solidcore, oh my gosh, you are so strong. I was literally looking around the room and it's like all women that are in this class. And I'm just like, wow, like women work out so hard. Like this is so much harder than weightlifting or cycling or like any other workout I've ever done. So yeah, if you do Solidcore, like let me know what else you do in your workout routine, or do you literally only do Solidcore? I'd be very, very interested to know. And definitely let me know any other studio classes you want me to try out in New York. But today was fun. It was something a little bit different, but I'm excited to definitely return to my comfort zone of Equinox tomorrow. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!